Hello. Just bear with us. Hello, Miss Linda Pearson. Just waiting for technology to catch up. Oh, I'm a little bit crooked. All right. Hey, Tegan. I was waiting for your gold moon thing to come up. That's okay. All right. Just trying to get technology to work here, ladies. Just bear with us. And we are adding Tegan in. Hello, Miss Jackie. Now, it's adding you, Tegan. It's just taking a while to do so. All right. Just bear with us. Hello, Karen. How are you, lovely? We are getting there. Oh. Okay, Tegan. It said declined. I'm guessing. Well, ladies, tonight we are going with, now I'm just straightening up because I'm completely crooked. That's good, Karen. That's good to hear. All right, we'll try again with Tegan. This is so hard to do when I'm already got my thing in the stand. All right. Yeah. I just did it again, Tegan. Hello, Miss Carrie Ann. How are you? All right, girls. It is Friday the 13th. And just bear with us because technology is definitely having a Friday the 13th moment. We're just trying to add the lovely Tegan in. All right. I'm sending again, Tegan. Here we go. Oh, I can see you.
Hello.
Oh, I'm gonna have noise problems, I think, again. There we go. That's the loudest I can put you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you through my phone. Hello, Tracy. Well, that just gave everyone a good chance to catch up and be prepared, hey?
That's right. Oh, goodness. I love how I've done all this testing to make sure it's all working, and then it never works the way you want it to at the moment.
It's because it's different once you get two people.
Yeah.
And yeah, we still have to work out our noise because I hear you through my phone.
Oh,
Yeah, we still have to work out our
now you can probably hear yourself twice.
Yeah. So that's why I don't turn my screen on, because otherwise I can hear me as well.
Interesting. Hello, everyone.
It is working, Matt. Hello. All right. I'm assuming, can everyone, someone comment to say you can hear both of us. Matt, I'm assuming that's right. You can hear both of us. So Tegan, you're really faint for me. So if I talk over the top of you, like, I apologise.
I'll just yell at you. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, welcome everybody to our second joint live, and we're really excited tonight because we've got a new release and it's Friday the 13th. So yay! So if you haven't met myself or Tegan before, so we're two of the brand ambassadors along with the lovely Jackie. Hey, we might have to convince Jackie to join us one night. Hey,
Oh,
Tegan.
absolutely. Get a three-way live going.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Christine. Hello, Susan, and anyone else who I've missed as well, Tracy. So tonight we're going to play with some new releases. So how about I start with what I've got on my table, and then Tegan can tell you what she's got. So just before we start, if you haven't already joined the Natalie May Scrapbooking Creative Community, jump online and join. It asks you a question just so that what you love about papercraft, just so that we don't have robots come in. We are a very supportive community. You'll often find out things first on the Natalie May Creative Community before the main page. Oh, you're joining by watching, Jackie. Oh, that's cheating. And we like to share things on Instagram as well. So Tegan and myself are under different names. So if you're looking for us, I'm under Tokyo Creations and Tegan's under Gold Moon Creates. And of course, Natalie shares all of our stuff as well on Natalie May Scrapbooking. So tonight we are both creating in our 2025 Funky Fossil DIY calendars. So how fabulous are these? I did one last year. And I can pull it out and show you some. It's actually on my wall. But these, they have been upgraded. They have a thicker card. Last year I created off the page, and this year I can just create straight on here. So I haven't done one at all yet. So you guys are experiencing my first one, and I think Tegan's first one too.
Correct. Yes, I haven't used it yet.
Yep, excellent. So obviously the idea of this is for you to do a little bit of artwork on your page, and it is a thicker cardstock and it's not shiny. So I think that was the issue last year, it was shiny. So it's actually a matte finish, so it will go nicely. And we're going to create in October, being that we begged Nat for some new October Halloween cuttables after last year's were both of our favorites, and I'm absolutely loving them. So this is what you get on every page, a little quote down the bottom. You get your daily your days of the month, and then you get a spot up here. So let's have a look with what we're playing with. So I have been very busy sitting and cutting my little cuttables. So these are the two, and I don't know the names of them.
They're called,
if anyone wants to go and have a look and link them, what they're called.
Yeah, I think they're called Salem's Children.
That's
set 1 and set 2.
Set 1 and
yeah.
Set 2, Salem's Children. Excellent. So I have fussy cut the whole lot, except for the ones I've used. If you watch Nat's live today, now let me move my girls out the way. I'm not going to use them all. How big's the area? I'll tell you that in a second, Jackie, when I go and tape off the edge. I think it's the same size as last year's calendar overall, the A. It's A4. A4? Oh, there you go, Tegan.
Yeah, so it's about 21 centimetres by 16, the area you've got to play, but it's an A4 sheet.
Yeah. So I've also got these All in Create papers. Now, there's 2 sets. There's 10 in each, and they're double-sided. So there's 2 of each, and I've got some of those to play with. I'm not sure what I'm doing with them yet, but I'm pretty sure. So you've got things like double-sided. I'm pretty sure I'm going with some of the tags to cut out tonight to go with my girl. I've also got one of Kate Crane's new stencils, and I love it, and I've already used it. And it is PS442 from Paper Artsy. I can see moons here, so I'm thinking that was going to be a good thing to go with. This is also, now I'll have to put the link up later, but I think it was 1236. No, that wasn't it. 658, 68. Anyway, this is one of the All and Create dyes, and it's one of the houses. So I am seeing lots of Christmas things happening at this house, but I thought I would do something October-y, Halloweeny. I've also got one of the new collage. Yeah, that's the one, 58. I was close. This is one of the new collage papers as well, and I'm actually going to use that one tonight too. And All and Create these little, Tegan and I have split a bag. So we've got these All and Create little ephemera pieces. Yeah, the houses are so cute, Karen. That's the ones. I get them in nearly everything they come out with. And these are so cute. So I'm going to add those as well tonight. And I'll let Tegan, I'm actually going to tape off a bit of a border with some washi tape. So I'll let Tegan go through what she's got on her table while I do that.
Thanks, Naomi. So I'm using very similar products to Naomi, and what we thought would be really great with some of the new products that have come out is to show you how Naomi and I are going to use them probably quite differently. So I'm also going to be using the ephemera, the new ephemera from All and Create, and it is called Trickster's Elixirs. I've already used some, so I'm down to probably a quarter of the pack at this point. But as Naomi said, we've actually split a pack of these, and they're really, really generous. You get 115 individual pieces in here. So for the price point, it's a really, really generous pack. I will also be using Salem's Children, the cuttables, the new 2 sets from Natalie May Scrapbooking. I've also fussy cut them out already because nobody wants to sit here and watch me fussy cut. I'm not very good at it.
That's why I did it too.
Yeah. I've already used a couple as well on my tags. I've also, the collage paper that Naomi just showed you, mine is in pieces because I've also already used a bit of that. And just like Naomi, I've got some of the All and Create collage papers with a different textured background. This blue is just magnificently beautiful. And then, of course, you've got the sort of cuttable areas as well with the tags and whatnot. I don't know if I'm going to use these yet. If I do, it'll probably just be the tags, I suspect. I'm going to do something a little bit different though. As Naomi said, this calendar is beautiful quality. The paper is so thick. I reckon it's got to be at least 300, if not more, GSM. But because I'm a very, it does? Yeah, it should. I'm a very messy creator.
No,
and it doesn't, no.
It might say on the website.
Yeah, it might. I'm a very messy creator. So I've actually taken some cardstock and cut out an area that I'm going to play on separately from the calendar, and then I'm going to paste it in afterwards. I probably won't do this for every month. I'm just doing it on this one because I'm actually going to be doing something a bit different tonight involving fire, which is why I have my lighter on hand. And I just don't want to risk getting damage to my calendar. So I'm going to do that for tonight. And I'll measure this for you as well if you'd like to do the same, if you're a bit of a messy crafter like I am. So I'm put my calendar to the side.
And I did that last year with last year's calendar. I did use a piece that would fit perfectly. I'll actually show you. Hi, Bronnie. Yes, they are a cute little pack. And hello, Alana. Welcome to those joining us a little bit later than others. You got to miss the fumbleness that was Tegan and I working out. So this is my August from last year. And as you can see, I have put something on top, and they are the same size. So yeah, but this was shiny, so I worked off the page, and I'll just flick through a couple of them, what's left for, and here's the cuttables from last year. See, just love that one.
I love them. Yeah, they're my fave.
And yeah, I just cut out a piece. So if you wanted to cut out a piece, let me measure.
Well, I've got the piece cut out here, and I just measured it. So I've done 18 centimeters by 14 centimeters.
Yeah, I think that's what I did, and I can't find a ruler anyway. So
might be hard to see.
It's just cool to see your own artwork on your own calendar, like, and they're really good price point as well. So now I know Nat sold out last year several times, so make sure if you want to get one, you get in early. So I'm actually going to start. I had an idea to put that in there, and I might remove my, I feel like I need a bit more space there, but I might cut off a bit of the bottom of, anyway, I'll see how I go. I'm going to color this. I might start with a background, and I'm going to go with yellows and oranges because my collage paper here is going to be put onto my house. So I'm going to stick that collage paper onto my house and make it a spooky, like it's got the shadow of the house on there. But what I want to do in the background first is some paint. So I'm going to grab some of that out.
I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to get a stencil. So I'm using, it's an Older Dilutions large spooky spiderweb stencil. I want to keep a relatively large amount of white space on mine. So I'm just going to do some reverse stenciling or ghosting sort of in these two corners. And I'm going to use, I don't really want a proper black. So I think I'm going to use Dina Wakley's Marine. It's kind of a blue black. So it gives a little bit more interest instead of just instead of using black gesso, because it's got that tint of blueness to it, which I think is going to look really good. Naomi, your washi tape around your edges there, that's just to protect, like to create a white border after the fact, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that area is probably the same as yours. Oh dear, I can hear my 5-year-old out of bed. Naughty boy, I can hear him going in my bedroom. He's going to get in big trouble from Daddy.
My darling 9-year-old is at a spooky Halloween disco at school, so at some point she's going to come trudging through the door next to me, so I apologise in advance.
All right, so I've grabbed Art by Marlene's Royal out because I'm thinking of adding in a bit of that, and I also do want some marine. I am going to get marine as well. There we go, Tegan. We are on a little bit of, no, actually I'm going with night. Sorry, change the line. So I'm going with night as my dark colors that I'll use, but I'm going to just start putting some paint down with some, and I've got my, I'll just move my mousey out the way now that I've got everything. Oh, that's a cool stencil.
Oh, my spider web.
So
yeah.
I'm using my messy, no, what is it? A tear off palette. These are really good. This is my last one, and I bought it 2 years ago because, as you can see, I just do a mess here, and then I just keep using it. It's really good if you want to move your paint out the way. You don't put your hand in it. So yes, I've got another one ready to go, and I've got a bit of fluff on my thing. Now I haven't gessoed. I just realized that, but that's okay. Let's see how we go. It is really good quality, and it's taking the paint quite well. So I'm just getting on some yellow. Now my idea is that behind, and I'm going to get some orange out as well, actually. Behind my spooky house, there's going to be some light. And I do need some orange. We'll use, so I've just grabbed a mixture of colors and different paints. I've got lots of different paint brands, and I have to say I don't have any that I'm sorry, I can hear my husband yelling at my child. I don't have, there's none that are exactly the same. Like I've got Dilutions, I've got Dina Wakley, I've got Art by Marlene, and I've got Paper Artsy, and there's none that are the same. So hello, Miss Kathy, how are you? So Happy and Lemon are similar, but again, not the same. And I'm just using a a dry brush so I can just keep dipping in my different yellows. And now I will be a bit careful when I'm down the bottom there because I'm going directly on there. So it's up to you if you want to try creating straight on like I am, or using an offcut like Tegan has. And I certainly did that last year. But you know, let's crack in and see how this takes the paint.
So while Naomi's talking about paints, I think we spoke about these last time. I'm a diehard Dina Wakley paint. It's my absolute favourite. But Naomi's absolutely right. There are different shades. The yellows are different. The purples are different. So, but I didn't use a lot of Art by Marlene paints until I went to the retreat, and Naomi might have converted me, and now I actually have a set of each. And I do use them.
Tammy got you into them too.
And Tammy. Oh yeah, absolutely, Tammy. I do use them because they are different colors, and I actually am finding now I'm using a combination of both sets each time I'm doing a page because of the shade differences. You can get some really nice contrast and blending with it, which I think is really cool.
Hi Daphne, how are you? Thanks for joining.
See, I'm a very messy crafter.
My 5-year-old just asked to go for a bike ride.
If it's a spooky bike ride, you should say yes, right?
He should, but doesn't he know that Dad's watching the football?
Preoccupied.
All right, so I've just added some orange in there, and I've used hot curry from Art by Marlene, and I've also used tangerine from Dina Wakley. So Tegan has used the ghosting technique where she's put paint on and then pulled it off. I'm not going to do that on here because I'm just not sure yet, because it's the first time I've used this, how it would take. And I didn't gesso. So if you're going to do that directly on here, you probably want to do a bit of gessoing.
Yeah, very true. And if you're using either Dina or Art by Marlene paint, I probably should have done this in sections instead of putting all my paint on at once. You can see here it has lifted up a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going for a grungy, spooky look. But if you want something that's a bit neater and crisper, Art by Marlene and Dina's paints dry very quickly. So getting the ghosting technique can be hard if you've put a lot of paint on and left it a little bit too long.
Right, I have, now if you've ever watched me before, you will know that I don't like to leave paint just sitting there. I either wipe it onto something, but most of the time I use it for splatters because I'm a splatter whore, as you would say. And it just adds lots of interest and marks to, now I probably should have covered the bottom half. Didn't think of that. Pop that there so you don't, although I don't mind a little bit of paint down the bottom. Creative mess, that's right. You're back. Had to FaceTime with your little miss 2-year-old. Oh, she's 2 now. Goodness me. We can't interrupt that, Carrie Ann. Yes. All right. So that's nice and splattered. I'm going to quickly, no, I'm not going to use my heat gun. I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to grab out my house. So funny thing, today I was sitting at a work meeting and I work from this desk as well. And I realized that my sunglasses were sitting to the side and they had a nice section of splatters, white splatters all over my sunglasses. So I had to make sure I moved those away. Luckily it was gesso. Yeah. So I'm just using some gel medium and I'm going to stick straight on there, and then I'm going to cut the rest off. I'm just going to put it straight over, and I use Liquitex gel medium is my go-to, but I also use Dina Wakley, but I'm out of that, so I just like to use one at a time. When I get low, I grab another one.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Creative mess, nothing wrong with it. I agree.
So now
Although
normally
Naomi,
with collard, oh, sorry,
oh, I was
Tegan.
going to say you'll be proud of me because I actually prepared tonight and brought a scrub tub for my stencils and things.
Oh, wow.
So I could just throw them all in. And I thought you'd be proud of me for that.
Very am. I haven't done it. I nearly even forgot my water. So normally I would just do one bit at a time with collage paper, but because it's drying too quickly, I've started saying it. Now I'm going to have to go against myself. Right, so I'm going to have to stick a bit down. I was trying to do it all at once, but it's drying too quickly. Good old Canberra, the heaters are still on. So I'm just going to do underneath, and I've put it on because I've got a flat surface. There's no bumps. It's not a journal. I'll just press it down, and then I'll go over the top, just like we do with any collage paper, just to make sure it's nice and stuck on there, so that I can cut those windows out. These dies, I had a hard time picking which die to use because there was 3 of the All and Create dies for these houses, and I think this one called like modern or traditional or something. I know there was a spooky one. They were all named really differently. But this one I thought was the most versatile one because I'm a bit of a Christmas nut, and I can see that my December page is going to have one of these on them, and it's going to be, I'm going to make a Santa's workshop out of that for sure.
Yeah, I think that's really clever, and it is one of the more versatile ones.
There's 2 that were pretty versatile, and the third one was, I think it had Halloween, like pumpkins or witches' hats or something in it. So and I have actually cut out like 6 of those. Sorry, I'm just cleaning off my gel medium, so sorry if I wobble the page. Because I was thinking of making, if you've looked at, they all come with QR codes. Yeah. So there is a QR code on the All and Create things now, and it takes you to the All and Create page where there's lots of inspiration, and lots of people have put 4 of these little houses together, so like that, decorated them, and in the middle they put their candles. So I will definitely be doing one of those for Christmas. I won't be here for Halloween. I'm actually going to finally go on a holiday, just to Coffs Harbour for 2 weeks. So my little nephew turns 5, so we'll be spending his Halloween baby nearly. So we'll be spending holidays with them.
It's good to be a Halloween baby. Hey? It's good to be born near Halloween. So I'm not Halloween, but I'm very close to it. Enough that I've been able to have like most of my major milestone birthdays as spooky, scary themed birthdays. It's good fun.
Is Emily's birthday. Oh, there you go, Carrie Ann. All right, I don't want to cut those windows out until that's completely dry. So I'm just going over.
And are you going to use a craft knife to cut them out?
Sorry, what was that, Tegan?
Are you going to use a craft knife to cut them out?
Yeah, I am, but I just remembered I haven't gone over the top and I washed my brush, so now I'm going to have to dry my brush, get my gel medium back out and go over the top of it.
Top again.
This is called creating live.
Exactly. So I know Naomi's been doing that. I've just added some real simple stamps. So as I said at the start, I kind of want to keep quite a large white space in my background here. So I've used some Tim Holtz, some of his Halloween stamps. This one is called, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce that. Something Timbrous. And the other set I used, I think it was just called Unraveled. And I've just used a little bit of spider webbing and some bats and a skull just to bring some more interest into my background.
I'm glad Nat's not the only one that struggles with the pronunciations.
Oh, some of them are bad. I think the ones she was trying to say today were in French.
And Lindy's is really hard. Sometimes Lindy's are really hard to pronounce too. There's one that I love using, and I'm like, why do every time I pick this for a live and I can't pronounce it?
So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an old book. So this is a book I got at a garage sale, and I thought it was really apt to be using tonight with a big skull on the front of it. It's actually one of my favorite authors, so I've read this book, and I'm just going to use some book pages in my background as well. And this is where my lighter is going to come in, because I want to sort of do a bit of a my plan in my head is to do a layered look with the book pages and sort of singe the edges of them. So everyone cross your fingers that I don't set the house on fire, okay?
If we hear alarm bells, we'll
Yeah.
know Tegan wants to see some firemen.
If I suddenly disappear, don't panic.
So, funny thing, ladies, I've got a little funny story about firemen a smoke alarm to tell you. Tegan and I work in the same building, in the same branch, actually. And the other day, it was right on lunchtime, and the smoke alarms went off, and the emergency bells, and the whole building, and we have 2,000 staff in the building or something like that. We all had to evacuate, so we went to lunch. Anyway, turns out someone had put their lunch in the microwave for half an hour. And I'm like, I get it. They could, accidentally press half an hour button or 3 times 10 minutes thinking it was 3 minutes. But why didn't they return before half an hour?
Yeah.
So the whole place had to be evacuated. And it was.
Oh, I was not at work that day. I heard about the evacuation. I didn't realize that was the reason.
Yeah, so bad. I'm just going to use my heat gun. I can't hear anything, so I'm just going to dry this off.
And I'm just going to set things on fire. And I might move my actual my background away so it doesn't accidentally catch on fire. So this is I don't know if anyone else remembers doing this in high school or primary school when you were doing, I remember doing assignments on Australian bush ranges and burning holes into it and singeing the edges. So I really wanted to get this effect on my background tonight in a layered way. So my plan is to put sort of one a little bit higher, one a little bit lower, and just sort of build a couple of layers. And then I'm going to be able to use those layers to put in some ephemera and pieces of interest to finish off my page as well. So I'm going to keep going with singeing. Oh, that really does smell though. I might just open my door. So highly advised, if you're going to do this, be sitting close to an open window or an open door.
Or do it outside.
Or do it outside, yes.
All right, so the collage paper is really easy to cut with your craft knife. Look at that. That's just come off so cleanly, and I can use the rest of that for something else. All right. So is anyone creating along with us? Has anyone got the calendar already? I know Nat gets them in. Well, there was 2 different sizes last year. So there was a smaller desk size, which I think Jackie did that one. And I think Linda and I did the bigger ones. And they're kind of a cool thing to do. So you will see, I won't be doing them all on lives, but you will see that Tegan and I will probably share posts of what we've done for different months. So that I like to get mine done before Christmas so that I can hang it up on the 1st of January when I change all my calendars over.
I'm actually thinking of buying a second one, Naomi, and making it as a present.
Yeah.
For someone for Christmas. Yeah. For my mother-in-law, I think she'd really love it. Yeah.
I agree. My mum would love it too, but she always requests that I do a photo one with the grandkids in it. And the year that I didn't do it, she's like, well, where's my calendar? I'm like, you can buy your own, but no. Oh, you're doing December. Yay, Jackie. What did you say, Carrie?
Oh, Carrie.
The clients did that. One day the alarm went off. We're looking for him. Oh, no.
And he yelled
Yeah.
at you because he couldn't eat his lunch. Oh, dear.
God bless him. All right. You're doing December. What are you using for December, Jackie? Or is that a secret? Is that going to be one of your posts for Monday? What range papers? I feel like you might be using 49er Market, which would go fantastically. Oh, what actually is it uniquely creative? So make sure you have a look at Jackie's calendars that she does too, because Jackie's a paper crafter. So she does both, but predominantly she's the scrapbooker of the three of us, and she does completely different stuff to Tegan and I. So if you're not into getting messy and using paints and stuff on a calendar, have a look at what Jackie does, because she does mostly paper crafts.
And really beautiful, like really thoughtfully put together. I'm always amazed every time Jackie posts.
I know. This is why I'm quitting scrapbooking, because my papers don't look like Jackie's anymore. I just can't help but put paint on it, and it just doesn't. I don't know. I'm just done with it. It hurts my brain now.
Yeah, this is why I don't try.
I still will, but you know, they might be a private thing, not something I share all the time.
Oh, I think I'm going to go one more. One more, two more. Might do two more. The dogs are at my feet giving me some very concerned looks at my activity here. It's all right, guys.
I've lost us. I'm just going to close down, and the chat's working, but nothing's moving.
Oh, there you go. Jackie's using Uniquely Creative Christmas Wishes Collection.
Oh, I knew she was. Okay, my chat's not working either.
Oh, hi, Monique. I missed you joining. Sorry. And Cindy, hello. Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
All right. I'll be back with us in a second. I just need to refresh my...
Well, while Naomi's away, so I'm a bit of a horror fan, but interestingly, I don't like horror movies. I love horror books. So if you're a horror fan, I would love to hear what your favorite movie or horror spooky book or anything like that. I agree, Georgia. Jackie's attention to detail is just, second to none. They're amazing. I'm always just blown away every time. So some of my more favorite scary movies, I mean, Alien and Aliens has got to be up there, right? But I also love, like Nightmare Before Christmas and the sort of the kitschy ones. And actually, some of the cuttables remind me of a movie. It's called Corpse Bride. And what I really love about that movie is the fact that the world of the living is really drab and grey and there's no colour. And then when you go to the underworld, it's all full of colour and music and dancing. And I think it's quite a funny parable against life. Hey, Tina. But yeah, share with us. I'd love to know what your spooky favourites are. Or maybe you don't like spooky. That's okay too. I really love that one.
I didn't realise how time-consuming this was going to be.
I'm done burning the house down now.
No firemen have arrived?
No, sadly. All right. So I'm just going to go through my cuttables now. So they're just absolutely beautiful. I really love these because they're spooky because they're like that living doll, but they're actually really quite vintage images. And then the second set of Salem's Children are just pure horror dolls, right?
Yeah.
So some of the, like these ones remind me of the old paper dolls, from like the 70s and 80s that you used to get. Oh, I like her.
So I cut all
Cherry
mine
looks
out,
good.
but I know which two I'm using.
Oh, see, I haven't decided. You're ahead of me then.
I'm using the creepier girls. Oh, that one right there in the middle with the stick, with the stripes. I'm using her and her. The two in the very middle of your page, they're the ones I'm using.
Yep, these two. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. Oh, sorry about my dogs. I think people are just getting home. Like her too. I think I'm going to have to go with Little Pink Princess here because she's quite spooky. Look at those eyes.
I really love the little orange ones, the girls with the orange dresses as well, and the witches' hats. I've used
They're quite lovely,
those already.
Yeah. Just the detail in some of the eyes of these, they're just excellent.
Yeah.
They're really, really great. Yes, I am setting the house on fire. Sorry. Matt just got home and can smell it.
So some of the other cuttables that were released as well were the and don't ask me what the names are, but there was some with like they're the mirror. I reckon I call it. They should be called mirror on the wall because they've got like the witch in the.
Yeah.
I obviously that's not obviously what their name is, but they've also got. There's also some chandeliers in there. I am not cutting out chandeliers. I'm just saying I will be cutting around in a circle, and yeah, I'm not cutting out the chandeliers. That's a Kerry Ann job.
Yeah, some of the details, they're so fine.
Die cutting machine. Oh, Georgia, that's an interesting. I could put it back through my die cutting machine. That would have been a smart idea to put it on my cutting machine and then like glue it onto my paper and then put it through my cutting machine. Possibly. I didn't want to get my cutting machine out because I'd have to move the screen. You wouldn't be able to see it. So anyway, that would be a much smarter way of doing this. But yeah, I'm on the home stretch now. So yeah, I've got a Gemini, and I don't love it, to be honest. I really wish I had a big shot, and I may even batter my eyelids really nicely for my birthday next year and ask if I can get a big shot because an electronic big shot, because I just don't love my Gemini. It's I've had tendonitis in my wrists before, and I have quite weak wrists, so just turning that bloody handle to get them it's a manual one to get it through. I have a lot of trouble with it, so it makes me go away from dies, but I actually love using dies. It gives good dimension and yeah, so you would have cut it the way Georgia said. Oh yeah, I do need you to do it, Kerry Ann. Come on.
Yeah, yes, you do. Oh, Tina, Stephen King. I do love Stephen King, but I am more of a Coots fan, I must admit, and I think they're kind of like rivals. But I agree with you. Sometimes, like those movies from our childhood, I remember Arachnophobia. I was terrified, and I watch it now and laugh. It's a very good point.
Now, I just want to go back and see how would you put it through your die cutting machine? Why don't you pop it back in the die and then cut it out again? Yeah, that would have been, yeah, thanks, Karen. Sorry, I missed your comment. Yeah, that would have been smart, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm nearly there. And
you just practice.
You don't have anything better to do on a Friday night than to watch me cut out little windows, do you?
You're just practicing your fine motor skills. It's fine.
There's no limits to our time on a Friday night, right?
No, that's all right. So I'm just using some gel medium to stick down my paper pages now. And as I said, I'm just trying to layer with the burnt edges so it looks interesting. It kind of looks like maybe they've come out of a castle that's caught fire or something. Now, I'm making
speaking of the dyes, I noticed that there is a big sale on All and Create. So I don't know if the dyes are in that sale. I know today's All and Create that have come in are not. But I feel like there's
these dye sets they're in the 20% off category.
There you go. So if you want to get one of these houses at the discounted price, they are 20% off. You're funny, Tina. You're funny.
And she loves Dean Koontz too. Kindred spirits, Tina.
You are. I used to love scary movies as a kid, but like I don't not like them now. I like thrillers more than gory. Like I used to love the Saw movies.
All right.
Anything that gave me a big fright, like someone coming up and scaring the crap out of me. I love that heart racing thing, but yeah, Chris and I don't like the same. I liked Alien though, or Aliens.
Love Aliens.
Yeah. So yeah, but haven't since I had the kids. Not really. They're not really at the gory. Although they watched, I don't know, is Five Nights at Freddy's scary?
I think that's more of like a thriller. It's like a teenage horror. It's a bit tame.
Yeah, because that's what Thomas watched.
Yeah.
So that's as far as he's got.
Yeah, Joey's seen that too. I'm interested though because I like being scared and I like the jump scares and I like thrillers, but it's gore that I really struggle with. So I've never seen Saw. And I know that sounds silly with Alien and Aliens being some of my favorites because like back in the day they were gory, right? But today's gore is very realistic and I don't handle it. But when it's gore in books like Dean Koontz and even Stephen King, like some of the scenes, if it was in a movie, I wouldn't be able to watch it. But I think with a book, you can censor yourself a bit more and only imagine what you want to. Yeah.
Oh, you noticed the sale too, did you, Carrie Ann? Oops. I think my Art by Marlene calendar is arriving on Monday. I'm going to have to put it away with the kids' advent calendars because I want to have the surprise when I open them every day, and I can't have it staring at me.
Oh, I know. I'm really worried that like they've come earlier this year. I feel like that they did last year.
Yeah.
And I'm really worried I'm going to crack it open. Yeah, I agree. Tina, it's all in your imagination. And I'm with you, Carrie. Don't like gore. I don't mind Aliens, though. I do love a bit of X-Files.
I like crime too, Carrie.
Yeah, crime is good. I've actually started reading, I don't know if you've heard of her, Karen Slaughter. She's got some really good crime books.
I've started reading a book. And I've started reading books because, although I love books, I don't read them as often as I used to. But I've started doing it to help me go to sleep better. But I started on one that I just saw for $10 at Big W, and I picked up the book, and I then realised that it is called The TikTok Sensation. And there was 8 books of it, and it's called, I can't remember who the author is, but it's Raven someone, I think. The Gold Plated Prisoner series. And it's apparently sold millions and millions of copies, and I'm up to the 6th book. 5th book. And I reckon it's going to be made into a movie. It's one of those, although the first chapter of the first book, I thought, shit, what am I reading here? This is another 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing.
Right.
But then that was it. And without ruining it, it's back in the era of kings and it's fiction, but it's she's a saddle, so a prostitute. So they had to kind of set the scene.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, So it's but it's so good. I bought them for my surgery, and as you all know, I haven't had my surgery, and I'm 6 books in or 5 books in.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what I'm going to do when I eventually have my surgery, but I'll be probably onto something else. And there is a 6th and there's a 7th coming.
Tina likes gore. She tried watching her own C-section. Oh my goodness, Tina. Oh, you brave woman.
Oh, I haven't read the books, Kerry Ann, but I have watched some of the series on Netflix, and they are good.
I've not actually heard of them.
Yeah,
Heard of him.
look him up, Harlan Coben. Look him up on Netflix. So there's heaps of. They're just little mini series. Very good. But the books. Oh, I haven't read the books.
I think the last thing my husband wants is me getting into another author because I'm running out of spaces to keep my books.
We need our kids to move out of home.
We need kids to move out, yeah. But
he tried. Mum needs new books.
Yeah, that's right. He tried to buy me a Kindle once, or one of those e-readers, and it's just not the same. And I think I put 2 books on it, and yeah, that was it.
Righto. Watch it on Netflix. Watch a series on Netflix instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't
thank you, Kerry. Thanks, Kerry. I'll definitely have to look him up.
Oh yeah, the library's a good idea. Blakey's obviously in preschool, and he comes home and goes to the library every Tuesday, so he gets a new book. But he loves and loves Where's Wally and Finder books. They're his favourite at the moment. But he keeps coming home. He came home the other day with The Lion King, and then he wouldn't read it. And then it's like, well, mate, it's time to go back to the library, and we haven't even read that library book.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the point of borrowing a library book is that you get one that you want to read.
That you actually are interested in.
Yes.
Alrighty. I think this is looking really awesome.
I really did this the long way, didn't I? Sorry, that was like watching me fussy cut.
That's all right. We've had a good chat about books, and they've watched me stick layers. This is actually turning out, like when you plan something in your head, you're always worried that it's not going to execute very well. This has for me. I'm really pleased with this so far.
Oh, that really looks good, Tegan. You've done I may have to finish mine off the screen because you're going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs after this.
That's all right. So the burnt edges, like you can tear book pages, and that's what I normally do if I'm collaging for a background. Because I wanted them to be the focal piece, the burning's actually made it look like a pathway, and it's deepened the image. So if you had a stamp of like a castle or something in the background, it would look like it's leading up to the castle. That's really cool. That's worked very well.
All right, I'm done. God, that was like watching paint dry, wasn't it?
Well, lucky it happened on a joint instead of a solo, right?
Underneath. It has sweated. So before I do anything with that, I'm just going to grab. Now, I have to say, girls, I'm so excited about the Art by Marlene little trays, because this is, now I don't want to pull everything off the top, but this sits in on my desk. Don't mind the photo of my brother and my mum. This is from last year's calendar, and I put these in it, and it just sits there. So to have another one that I can create and colour myself for something else, I've got plenty of little things that just sit around my desk that I like to have just sitting there. So I'm excited about those, which are in the post. So that's exciting. All right, so I'm just darkening my edges here. With some black archival ink. Now, you've probably heard me say this before, but I know we've got a lot of new followers on our the Natalie May scrapbooking page. But I use one nozzle, and mine's like shedding, so I really need to get another one just for my archival, because it's permanent and I don't want to have permanent ink on these blending brushes that I use for other things. So that is pretty good for me. And those little blending brushes go in my drawer from my advent calendar last year. All right, bringing back my, oh, that's nicely dried. And that's going to go on there. All right, that's a bit bright for me. I'm going to bring in some depth, and I'm going to also bring in my moon. So I don't have much room to, I might even cut that in half actually. So
That looks really great, Naomi. That's such a wonderful effect, though. How good does that look?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm loving it.
really clever. Yep. That's excellent.
I was reading comments. Wayne's currently having bedtime stories to read to him. Oh, sweet.
Oh, Kerry Ann buys her books from $1 from Salvos. Amazing. And the Lifeline Book Fair is coming up soon too. I'll be there with a trolley.
Take the trailer.
I love Salvo's $1 books. Some of the other charity stores resell things for a ridiculous price, but Salvo's are great still. Yeah, Matt's going to bring the trailer. Oh, it's like hanging with friends. Thanks, Tina.
Right. Oh, now I'm going to apologise now. My groceries have just arrived, so my dog's going ballistic, as he does whenever we get a delivery. Which that's the third one today, because I've had to, well, I haven't had to, I take it upon myself every year to do the gifts for the football team coaches and managers, and now I've got 2 kids playing sport. I've done 2 lots. I know, I'm a glutton for punishment, but I like to make sure that volunteers are feel appreciated. All right, I'm going to use a couple of stencils. I am going to use that other one, but I need a different one. So let me have a look. My husband's having a conniption because the dog's barking and I'm doing a live.
He's watching footy.
Alright, so just having a little look-see here. What am I going to use? I really love this chevron stencil. I know you probably can't see that properly. My dog can hear your dog barking. He woke up from his nap. That's so funny. Oh, I'm sorry, Kerry Ann. It's never easy, is it?
Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. Lost our dog on Saturday night. Oh, Kerry Ann, that's awful. It's just the absolute worst, isn't it?
All right. Haven't found one that I'm happy with yet, so I'm just gonna flick through. I love hearts.
I'm contemplating whether I could burn the edges of cheesecloth.
It will singe, but I don't know if you'll get the same effect.
No, I think it'll burn too quick, I think, right?
Yeah. All right.
So I'm going to pull out some ephemera. Try and do this without making a big old mess. I really love the bottles, the black and white bottles in this set.
Yeah, they're cool. I love the bottles. I just don't know which stencil. I feel like I might go with the gridlock stencil. I don't know. I'm just very indecisive tonight. I know the main things I want to use, but all the other things I'm in the middle of, stuck in the middle. All right, I'm going to use Night and Royal. My screen's frozen again.
Oh, you're not having good luck there, are you?
It's I can still see. Oh no, there's a little bit of movement.
Kerry is saying the grid. To use the grid.
Yeah, I'm using the gridlock.
Yeah.
It's because it's a smart monitor, but the Facebook app is actually just the internet app.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
it's not great. So I'm just resetting it. But it means I'm on a big screen. I don't have to worry about something else. All right, so I'm using Royal. And I'm actually just going to drag it, swipe it in. I don't want a full... Yeah, I'm just waiting for my page to load. If I dab, I'm going to get quite a dark color, and I don't want to do too much over here because I don't want to take away too much of that yellow. So I'm gonna, yep, that's cool. I'm going to go down here a little. And you know what's funny? My groceries have arrived really early, which means that Chris has to put them away.
I'm not seeing a problem with this.
No, me either. I'm just scrolling. There we are. All right, we're back. I've got us back. I'll move my mouse out of the way now so I don't splatter it. All right, so I'm just swiping that in there because it kind of gives you an opaque look when you swipe. And then I'm going to go into that night, and I'm just going to offset it and go over the top.
I'm being a bit indecisive now. I think I'm going to do some splatters now as well before I start putting on my elements. Move my little bits out of the way. I don't want to splatter them. I was going to go red, but because I've got some red roses here.
Sorry,
no,
Tegan.
Oh, you're right. I've got some red roses that I want to use, but because I've got pink, I'm a bit worried that a red splatter in the background will be too gory, I suppose. So I'm just going to do some black splatters as well. And the way I do mine is I use Dina Wakeley's gloss spray. So I'm just going to give that a shake. Sorry if it's a bit loud. Oh, the horse match.
Oh, we don't do AFL now, so I wouldn't know.
My mother is AFL mad. She keeps trying to convert me, but it's not working. Much to her dismay.
I saw Karen Campbell said she couldn't come and watch because she's watching Penrith. She's a well, that looks cool, that offset. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, just because you all know, I'm just going to clean my stencil to the side. Because you know, I like to have my stencil clean. And I am going to actually clean it on here. So this mat that I've got on the background now is a Lavinia mat. I'm not sure if Nat's still got them in stock. I dare say she does, but it is probably, and I do have my glass Tim Holtz mat underneath, which I use all the time, but this one's really good for, like, it cleans really well. I do like the sturdiness of the Tim Holtz glass mat, but I find, well, this doesn't have a glare for my lives, but it's really easy. And I've actually cut up my Ranger mat into halves, so I can just use it as a messy mat rather than to put underneath things, because this one is so fantastic. It's going to be the one that I take to retreat and that sort of thing. So, all right, so I'm going to bring this back in now. What I love about taping off your edges is that when you reveal when you take the edges off of the tape, it's like reveals a magical, edge kind of thing. Oh, thanks, Tina. We just like to do all the things. All right, so I've got that there. I'm gonna be splattering. Now, where's my little new mini brush? And don't ask me what brand it was, but Nat got these new little mini brushes in.
Oh, yeah.
Crafter's
The
Choice.
new-
Crafter's Choice, no. Royal and Lang Nickel. Look how cute it is. I saw Claire have one time, but hers was actually one that she'd cut off. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Mine's the size 0.
I think I got a bigger one than you. I think I went 4. Oh no, 2. I got 2.
Okay. Yeah, those splatters are giving us a bit of something there.
They're really good, those flutter brushes that Nat's got in, because they do a lot more smaller, and you've actually got, I found I had more control.
With the 2?
With it, oh no, just with that particular brand. The one that I used before that, and I just used it now because it does give a more grungy effect. It was like this cheap one from Kmart, I think. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's a Mod Mart one, so it's one of the cheaper ones. But I don't have as much control.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I think it's because the bristles are really, really fine. The splatter is finer. So when I want a chunkier splatter, I'm using my Mod Mart. But when I want that really detailed, beautiful, fine, I've been using this one.
Yeah.
And a really good price point too. What was it, like $5 or something?
And I never used to have a splatter brush. I'm like, I don't need a splatter brush. I'll just use a fine brush, and just flick it on. But you actually get finer and better splatters. And I like to have a good variety. But as you can see, I've got a good variety of big and little splatters. That you don't get that with just using the smoker's tap on a normal brush. So I think it was like $2.95 or something. It was ridiculous.
It was really cheap. Yeah, it was
for
a
that
really
price,
good price
I'm
point.
just going to add it in. Now, I just have to say, I've used my heat gun, I've used paint, and I've used some liquid on this, and it is holding up quite well. There's barely any warping. I'm not sure I'd try my Lindy's on there. I mean, I could, but let me just check underneath. Oh, yep, underneath is holding up quite well. All right.
Oh, that is, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's holding up really well. You'll be back. Okay, we'll probably still be here.
Well, Naomi will.
I will at this rate. Okay, I'm going to now let me have a look. I'm thinking on the fly here. Okay, that's there.
I'm gonna be brave and give it a go. See what happens.
Do it.
You set the house on fire again.
Yeah. It just burns too quick. It doesn't have the same effect. That's all right. We can fake it.
Yep. And it could catch, so get ready to blow.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, I'm going to put on I think I'm going to do, I was going to do a white, I haven't got white on here yet, but I'm going to put it on a bit of black gesso with this moon stencil, or whatever it's called, the PS 442 stencil. I'm calling it the moon. Does it have a name? No, Paper Artsy don't name theirs.
No, it's codes. I find that harder to remember.
Which is great for pronunciation.
Yeah, but I find it harder to remember codes.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I write them in my little thing. So I'm just using some Dina Wakley black gesso. And I just realised this whole time that you can't even see my little palette plate that I was talking about. Anyway, that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big moon up here. I'm doing a black. I was going to do a white moon, but I thought, no, it's Halloween. We're doing a black moon. Oops, and I've gone off the edge a little bit. That's okay. Now, I'm going to take a lot of my paint off and just do a bit of a swipey. I'm attaching this stenciling to the last stenciling. And over here, I'm going to bring it off the page so that it's only half. I love this stencil. I loved Kate Crane's last Mooney stencil that I got. I bought that at Nat's Retreat as soon as it came out, and I was waiting. As soon as I saw this, I was like, right, I'm getting that. That's it. That's cool. Right, now what I think I might do is do a bit of a stencil stamp. So to do that, I'm going to put a bit of black gesso on here, back on here with my sponge. I can't do this on the screen, so I'm just doing it off the screen, but I'm just putting a bit of black gesso onto my stencil with my sponge, and then I'm going to spray it with water and dip. So I'm just going to spray it off my page and see what that does. So I'm going to go, no, I'll stick with this way. So I'm just going to do that. See what marks it gives me. Oh, that was very runny. That's all right. So I'm just going to move that gesso around a bit. Just dried a bit too much on there with my finger. And then I'm going to...
Nothing wrong with a finger.
That's right. There we go. I've just got a bit of an outline. Yeah, that looks cool. It's almost like a stamp. Right. I'm going to clean that. Another stencil. I'm getting there. It took me a while, but I'm getting there. The last bit's going to come together quickly.
That's it. The yellow is going to really pop with that dark die cut in the collage.
Yes. Now, I always, if you've never done art journaling before, go and find one of Nat's early pages. It might even be called Introduction to Art Journaling or something like that. It's a class. And she tells you about the 5 steps. I'm sure it was Nat. She tells you about the 5 steps of art journaling. And it was background, stenciling, stamps, focal point details. I wrote that in the front of one of my very first journals, and I always remember that. So you'll always see I have all of those things in most. Sometimes I do without the stamping, most often not. I can rarely do without stenciling, but most of the time I do something. Now, where are those flowers from, Tegan?
Oh, these flowers, they're from Minte. I can't remember what the collection's called, but it was a book. It's behind me. I'll just grab it.
Oh,
I got it from Nat, but I'm not sure that she has them anymore.
Minte have great little cuttable books. I often buy the little sports ones, and I use them for, because I find it hard to find focal points for dads and stuff and teenage boys sometimes. So Minte have some really good, like gamer and sports ones.
They do.
That's the books that they are.
Yeah. So
great,
Flora Book 6 and Greenery Book, and I've also got their steampunk book, which I use a lot because I really do love steampunk. But they're just really gorgeous images. Minte, yeah, very nice, beautiful flowers. A lot of fussy cutting though.
That's true. It's one of those things that you do. Now I'm just going to trim off the bottom of mine just a little bit because it's just a bit too tall. And then I'm going to re-ink that bottom edge. Just do it off the screen so I don't put black splatters everywhere. And then I can pop that back on. Now I've got a bit more space up there. So I'm going to glue that down. Look out, it's going down.
No turning back.
No turning back now. I'm loving your page, Tegan.
Thank you. I was going to use these little ephemeras, but I'm not sure now.
Well, I'm going to use those, so that's okay. You've got a bit of a baby doll, a creepy baby doll theme going on there.
Yeah.
I don't think they go with it.
No, I don't think they do. I think they're a little bit too cartoony, right?
Yeah.
The love heart might though.
Oh, the love heart. Yeah, the love hearts would go.
Yeah, I've only got one left. I used them all on some tags.
And that's the joy of, doing live Facebooks, is that, most of the time we just kind of go with the flow. We have a rough idea and some products, that we can use, that we know are in stock, and that we can show you things that have come in that are new. But, sometimes things go their own direction. You're back. Yes, we did. We missed you. Totally.
Hello. Well, I'm going to put it to the everyone on the live. I've got the little love heart and the little poison bottle there. What's the verdict? Yay or nay? Does it go? You let me know.
Oh, I'm going to go yay. I would even probably add in that purple bottle as well.
Yeah. That might work, hey.
Okay, that's stuck down. It's a little bit crooked, but there's no going back now because I literally can't get it off.
It's going nowhere. I actually do like that because I think that works. Let's see what everyone else says.
Vote now.
And then
I think I'm done. With the bottle, with both bottles, with the heart, or without?
Potion bottle needs some colour. Oh yeah. Or maybe some shadowing.
Well, you could.
I'm also debating about a quote too, whether I put one on or not, because the calendar itself actually has a quote at the bottom.
Yeah.
On every
I
month.
like to if I can fit it, but each to their own. I've also grabbed out, because I can never find a quote. I also grabbed out one of my go-to alphabets.
Yeah.
That I can create my own thing, but it's whether it fits on or not. I think, what did I do on my last one? I wrote spooky or something like that.
I think you wrote spooky, yeah.
I think I'm going to take off my washi tape. Ooh, spooky. Make sure it doesn't rip.
Use the heat gun if you need to. We can all put up with the noise.
I think I've used the heat gun enough that it's actually pretty good. And I'm pulling it off at an angle away from the line, which it's like a big reveal. And I haven't even finished yet. Well, Tina's the only one awake still. Everyone else is either glued to the football or they're busy creating.
I think the football has won.
Heat gun, yeah. I did do the heat gun and it's coming off, so I'm just going to keep pulling.
I think Tina's right. I'm going to get rid of the black and white bottle because there's enough black and white in there. It kind of gets lost. So how about this one?
Yep.
Two bottles of the love heart. I like that actually. I think that works well.
Look at that crisp edge. Crisp, I tell you.
Oh, that is a straight line, Naomi.
Thank God I didn't have to draw it.
Yeah. Well done. Oh, hi, Peggy. How are you, my friend?
You're fussy cutting, aren't you? You can't fussy cut and type at the same time. I've had a stomach bug this week, and normally when I get sick and end up on the couch, I normally fussy cut because I can't just sit there. And although this week I have just sat there, but I did have an hour where I was like, that's it, I'm going to fussy cut some of those girls out. Nothing that's messy on the couch. I bought my teenager a laptop, like a laptop lap thing. So you can it's like a cushion to put with a table to put your laptop on your lap on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's used it once and I've been using it ever since.
Ever since?
Yes, you are fussy cutting. You're only just awake, being busy. have weaning to do. Oh dear.
Well, Naomi, I think I'm finished.
Seriously, I'm not there yet.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Beat you to
That's
it.
okay.
I'm going to think about a quote. I think I'm going to contemplate a quote while you finish up and see.
Why don't you look for me up by Marlene? Quote book.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now, I have. Now, I was thinking of. I don't think I can add this in now. I think I went the wrong color thing. I was going to do a bit more of a rustic thing and put. Oh, maybe I could use the white.
Yeah, I didn't end up using them either because they were
I'm
a
not
little
going to
bit
use these. I'm going to use these on a tag.
Yeah.
Nothing done creative this week. Oh, that happens, Tina. I haven't really done a lot this week. Now
Yeah,
I
that happens
have
to
some
me.
these stamps, so I am going to add some stamping, and I've put them in a really safe spot. So that means I cannot find them. Seriously, where did I put them? What did I do with them? I've got some new ones too. My new little minis up. No, not that one. That's not you. That's not you. Where are my new minis?
I think the card needs a quote, maybe some shading under her feet. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get my Stabilo and do some shading around her, around the bottles and the flowers, and do those sort of finishing touches.
Oh, here they are.
But Kerry agrees that it needs a
These are
quote.
some of my new. I love these little minis. The Paper Artsy in the they're Joe Firth ones, Joffy ones, the Tracy Scott one, and the Seth Apter. But I'm thinking I might add a bit of. I'm going to add this one in. I do love this one, and I use it a lot. And it's because I want to add in some white eventually. Ooh. So what I'm just going to do, and I'm not using a block or anything, and I really need to cover this up down here again. All right, so we're on to the final touches. So this one, it's quite a unique bit of a stamp, but it can be used for different things. So I'm not going to go too close to my edge. Just going to drop my stamp. Okay, just going to pop that up there.
Don't ruin your crisp line.
I know.
Oh, I like this quote. I've learned so much from my mistakes that I'm actually thinking of making a few more.
I love those sort of quotes. They're fantastic. So this little guy is the JM77, and I use this one a lot. And I've had that one for a while, but it's still on the website. The other two are my new ones. I'm going to quickly dry that because I don't want to smudge that archival ink because that would be disastrous. And then I'm going to get my focal point, and then I'm going to add in my final touches. And I'm not sure
I might have found my quote,
but maybe I could fit a word. I might even hand write something there. All right, let's move my paints out of the way.
Oh, good night, Tina. Thank you for joining us. Have a really good sleep.
Night. Oh, I am Tina. I'm 100% as of about 12 o'clock today. Good night, darling. We know you're up early. Thanks for joining us. All right. So
I think
where's
I found my quote, Naomi.
Sorry?
I think I found my quote. If you're going to be weird, be confident about it.
100%. Oh, I think
my other option was, I think that's the one.
I think I might use Mini Girl. Oops. many girls. Oh, this girl is so creepy. I love her.
She's super creepy, the one with the pumpkin stuff. Yeah.
I know, right?
She's the creepiest in the pack. She's
I
awesome.
think I'm only going to go with one. I was going to put two in there, but
You were, yeah.
The house ended up so big that I think I'm just going to stick with one. Now she's got a bit of white on her, which I don't love. So first of all, I'm just going to give her a bit of an edge. So because I'm such a crap fussy cutter, and yes, Carrie Ann, I'd love to employ you to do that if I could afford you. It just by doing that, it gives her, it covers a bit of that edging, gives her a bit of a shadow as well. And then oops, put that on my face, that doesn't work. And then this part here that I really didn't want to fussy cut, all I do is just grab, and I've just got a bit of the night here on my thing, and I'm just going to put my finger in there. Just give it a bit of a
Oh, she's going to do it for nothing.
Oh, God bless you.
That quoting,
she does love
it.
She does love fussy cutting.
She does. It's like her therapy. I love that. Look, find what makes you calm and mindful in life. Nothing wrong with it.
All right, so there's my girl.
Oh, thank you, Wendy.
Now, these little ephemera pieces.
Wendy, if you're talking about...
love these little pumpkins. And
if you're talking about the little girls, Wendy, I don't know if Naomi can hear me, so I'll talk louder, Naomi.
What did you say?
I said, I don't think Naomi can hear me, so I'll talk louder. Wendy's just said that they look like great embellishments. So I'm not sure which one she's talking about.
Yep.
But if you're talking about these are Nat May's new cuttables, the Salem's Children. And these ones are all in Create. What was the set called? Trickster's Elixir.
Something or other.
Yeah. But they are great. They're so beautiful. Even with a horror theme, they're just beautiful. So I'm just taking a Stabilo oil pencil, and it's getting small. Look at mine now. I know Naomi's had one that's smaller, but it's getting hard to hold. And I'm just going to put some grounding and some shadows around some of my focus pieces.
Oh, I'm going to... Okay, I need to find a boot or a shoe that's facing the other way. That one. Can I lift it? No, damn it. I should have put the foot coming out of under the castle, but it's stuck. Oh well, there goes that idea. All right, I'm going to get some of these potion bottles as well. Oh, I do love this. How cute is that? Oh, maybe the black and white one.
Oh, yeah, I like the one with the cats, the sort of the border frame, is it?
Yeah. But I think I've only got two. Oh, no, this one, maybe I do. Oh, look out. She's thinking. Oh, I love that. I may have to just trim that off at the end. Okay. That's going there. No, don't overdo it, Naomi.
Less is more.
That's right. All right, girl, you're going down there. Your little trick-or-treat bag, and I'm thinking of chucking some of those potion bottles on there as well. No, I don't think they go. I think that's it. I think that's what I'm going to stick with.
Yeah. I really love the orange, like the orange really brings your foreground with your background. That looks really good.
And I am going to use my Stabilo and go around there. I love these guys. And when they came out of the pack, one of them just fell on top of each other like that. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that works so well.
could push them up like that, but I like that they're just gathered on top and they kind of go outside of my page as well. So I
Yeah, I
am
like
just
that
going to
too.
trim this one off, and I'll keep that little cat. And I'll trim this one off. They are
I think
so
I'm
cute.
nearly there. I'm just going to use, so I've done the same as Naomi. I've got a dedicated blending brush and sponge that I just use for archival ink, and I learnt that from my dear friend Naomi. She can be very, very clever. And to finish off, I'm just going to go around the edges. I'm going to, I think, probably glue the cheesecloth down to the back because I'm a bit worried that it'll fray too much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give a bit of a border with some ink.
Now, Tegan, you said clever with my ideas. Clever or learnt from her mistakes?
Oh, look. Well, that's still clever, right?
Well,
You're
true.
only if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're not clever.
That's true. I did ruin a couple of those blending brushes putting permanent ink on. I'm like, no, this isn't working for me.
I really struggle with them sometimes with paint. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no worries, Wendy. Yeah, I really struggle with the blending brushes sometimes. I must press too hard because the paint bleeds into the Velcro and then the next one doesn't stick.
Paint.
And you think it's too much paint.
Yeah.
It just frustrates me. So I tend to stick with the good old makeup sponge, right?
Yeah.
Plus, they're so cheap from Kmart. So.
Right.
Well, I think I am done. I'm just deciding whether I want to put a border around that throat.
I'm nearly there, so I didn't fall too far behind.
That's all right. We had a little sidetrack conversation about good books.
We did.
Good movies.
I haven't got a quote, but I'm probably going to go with more of a single word, like spooky, or I might even write Halloween on there. Now I'll just stick these guys down, and then I'm going to bring in, I'll start a little bit of my doodling, and I'll finish the rest off camera because you've already watched me pretty much dry paint tonight. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do with this stamp that I've done there, which I do every time I use this stamp. And because I don't have much white on my page, which is fine, I've got this, that's why I added this white pumpkin fella, but I need to bring in a bit more white, and I'll probably go with a white quote as well, but just to give balance, and just to bring it all together, I love that this little fella's coming off the edge of the page. It kind of just makes him pop a bit. And what I will do as well is I'll get a black pen and a ruler when I find it, and I will, maybe I won't use a ruler, maybe I'll just do a doodly line like I always do. You know,
Yeah, I actually think that looks good.
Why change?
Yeah.
Now I got a new pen, a new white pen from that.
Oh.
Where is it? This one, the Reminiscence. So I haven't used it yet, so let me just get it working. Oh, okay, that's looking good so far. All right, so now let me move my paint from here because I'll end it with my arm. So what I do with this this stamp is I colour in the diamonds, and whether I've given it a full stamp or not, I quite like this pen. So far it's on par with my Uniball, which is my favourite white.
What
gel pen
brand is that one?
It's the Reminiscence one.
Oh, Reminiscence. Sorry. Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah. So I just kind of colour in these little diamonds, whether it's half coloured in because I've only half stamped it, or give them, and I'll bring it up to camera just to show you. It just adds a little bit of balance to my page just by colouring in a couple of little diamonds. and some are half stamped. Some go through the moon, so I'm not colouring the moon. And what I'll probably do is get a black pen and go around the moon. And there's some between her legs here. Oh, how did that get there?
Good positioning.
Well placed.
Yes.
I think, oh, there's a little bit up the top there. And then that's it. But now let me bring that up to camera. It just adds, or you can see it actually.
Yeah, it really pops. It really pops.
Just makes a little bit of the background pop.
Yeah.
And what else I'm going to do with my white? I might even go around my moon. Hey, yes, stuff it. I'm going around my moon. Look out, here I go. Oh, and now the pen doesn't work.
Always the way.
It is new, so I haven't probably. Okay, there we go. Which is okay because I'm after a bit of a squiggly look anyway. But what I'm going to also do is just draw around the windows on my castle.
It's these sort of like the last tail finishing touches that really make the difference in a page.
Yep.
And it's something I definitely learned the hard way because I sort of would get to a point like, oh, I'm done. And then seeing other people's techniques and a lot of trial and error of what works and what doesn't work. You know, how to place a focal piece, how to choose a focal piece. But all these little bits, especially that you can see Naomi doing now, I don't need as much on the layout that I've designed tonight. But with Naomi's, it's very detailed. So all these little things just make all of the difference to your page. And just really interesting things for your eyes to just rest on as you're looking across it.
All right. Well, I will finish that off and take a photo. We might post our photos together so they can be side by side. Hey, Tegan.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yep. So when we are finished tonight, I'll quickly finish up and we'll post our products, our finished pages. Oh God, I can't talk today. Our finished pages up on the page for you to have a look at. Oh, that looks so good, Tegan.
It's a bit
I love that.
cute, isn't it? Yeah.
Great. Fantastic.
I'm very happy with that.
She is so cute but creepy.
So creepy.
Cute but creepy. Oh, I'm gonna have that on my. Somehow I'm gonna get that on here. Cute and creepy.
That should. Yeah, I was gonna say that should be the quote. Cute but creepy.
I might even use my my Dymo and do cute but creepy.
That's a good idea.
So we'll pop that up once we're finished, and you can have a look, and we'll pop a couple of links up there as well. But most of our products are the Natalie May cuttables as the girls and All and Create. So jump online to www.nataliemay.com.au and don't forget that if you're after All and Create, especially this dye, and I believe if there's still these guys in stock, they'd be 20% off as well. And grab yourself a bargain before the end of the weekend. I don't know when it finishes, but I think that's when it is. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you so much. I've had a really great time, and yeah, enjoy your weekends.
See you later.
Bye.